When I was a young boy, I couldn't work out why the spaceships they were designing to go to the moon in the 1960s were so boxy, why they were so ugly. I'd been brought up on rockets and aerodynamic ideas, and it seemed to me that the little boxes they were designing to land on the moon weren't at all exciting. But of course, as a boy and a teenager, I didn't know much about the physics of space. But as I grew older and learned a little bit more, I realised, of course, that the actuality of space is completely different to anything that humans expect or are prepared for. Now, of course, since the exploration of the moon 50 years ago, we've learned a great deal more about our near space. And the question about the future of manned space exploration comes up often. I'm asked, what do you think, Ray, about when we'll get to Mars and when we'll travel out further? Where will humans end up? Where will we colonize? And I'm afraid that two such enthusiasts who perhaps still share the sort of attitudes to space I had as a teenager, I'm afraid my answer must be very disappointing, because it seems to me there is very little point in the future of manned space exploration. I'm quite sure that we will establish a base on the moon. I'm quite sure we will continue to have astronauts circling the planet, carrying out various experiments and learning more. But I'm equally sure that there's no future in manned exploration on a larger scale. And the reason is that we humans are intensely unsuited to exist and to travel in space. Space is a bleak, barren and very hostile environment. It will kill us the moment we're the slightest bit careless or our technology lets us down. We're safe-ish on our own planet. Off our planet, we are at all times in extreme danger. But despite realising this, and despite the fact that we know there is not a great deal of wealth, either scientific or material, that can be gained from going to Mars, it actually doesn't stop governments talking about it, almost as if they want to fulfil their voters' fantasies of humans travelling to Mars. There's even a reality TV show based on the idea of a one-way trip to colonise the planet. And most people suggest that manned exploration of Mars will start around 2035 or 2040. But the reality is we're very unlikely to do it, because although there is a great deal of scientific information to be gleaned out in space, what can we humans learn that our robots can't? And by 2035 or 2040, how capable are our robots likely to be? It is absolute insanity to talk about the enormous expense and the technological difficulty of sending humans, frail, biological, Earth-derived creatures across space to Mars, to such a hostile place. And of course, there is no further destination that is remotely plausible that humans could reach. Now, it may well be that some humans, perhaps some billionaires, will still want to fund trips in an attempt to land humans on Mars. But this actually comes down to more of the human desire for excitement and exploration rather than real value, scientific or otherwise. The future of space exploration is definitely robots. Our robots will spread out and explore our solar system. And as they become more and more capable, they'll learn not just as much as we could if we went personally, but far more. It will cost us far less to send them, and of course, there won't be the risk. The future of space exploration is exciting. There's a huge amount to be done and to be learned. It is just not a future for humans to anticipate travelling in, going to, and exploring.